Now we're going to bring on stage Steve Weinstein, CTO of Deluxe Entertainment. Thanks so much for being up here today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So now, you guys have obviously been at NAB Show before, but this is your first time having a booth here.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I guess over the years, a lot of us know Deluxe is that film company, Color by Deluxe at the end of every film. And, for years we just, serviced the film and TV industry. But over the last, 6 years, as Cyril just said, the company's evolved. We're touching, new creators, people creating from, on their laptops and all the way to new distribution. And we realized there are a ton of people who don't actually know what we do. So here at the show, we decided, we have so many people who don't really know how far in breadth our company is.
Yeah, they know the name. They've seen it at the end of all these movies. And now you're here to say, hey, by the way, we do a lot of other stuff too. What are you telling these people that you do nowadays?
Well, we have distribution is one of the big things we're showing at the show. We have this on-demand product where we origin out 40,000 titles out to SVOD, TVOD, around the world to various cable companies, over-the-top companies. We power Barnes & Noble. We power, their Nook, which is a new place we did. Stars, over-the-top, TV everywhere. We have the other product called Media Cloud, which is cloud playout for a TV station. You used to get racks of equipment, what you see on these floors everywhere. Now you instance it up on a private cloud and you can have your own broadcast linear channel within hours, literally hours. We put up 6 channels in, I think, like 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Okay, and then another product we're doing, we're really big in archive and storage and metadata. And we process 10 to 20,000 hours of archive material. We metadata it up, so that you learn, so you can clip it and present it in any way, sell it, resell it to consumers and professionals. And lastly, we're showing here, is our partnership with Hogarth, which is the Zanza platform for delivering ads across the ecosystem for spots.
Now, when you think about how much video content you guys are dealing with on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, does it kind of blow your mind?
It does. I mean, we have over 100 petabytes. Okay, so if you think of a DVD as being a couple of gigs, gig, tera, petabytes. I mean, it's an unbelievable amount of data. I mean, it takes weeks just to move it around, and we have these 100 gig channels just to move data around. We do a lot of content creation with Company 3 and Beast. We do 2D to 3D conversions with Stereo D, where they're doing 500 terabytes a day of data, of processing. I mean, it's a mind-numbing. I mean, these are words who knew those 5 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about tablets and smartphones. People expect to have their content on all these devices, not just one device. Are content providers sort of limited if they think one device?
Well, no. I mean, now when it used to be when you shot a film, you thought about when you're going to pan and scan it down to 4:3 aspect ratio. You do have to think a little bit more about, what size are people going to watch it on. But the nice thing about it is, 10 years ago, you never thought you'd be watching any movie you ever wanted on, climbing the mountains of, Lake Tahoe or something like that. So, I mean, it's a little more challenging, both for a company like us. Besides making, 40 or 50 language versions of something, we now have to do 150 encodes, for everything from Android to PlayStation to, iPhone. I mean, it's kind of an amazing amount of data.
Yeah, how has Deluxe sort of evolved over the years? I mean, tell us kind of where you started and now where you are.
Well, Deluxe started over 100 years ago, which is just basically in the film industry. And, basically on set, taking, the film out of the camera, running it down into the processing lab, and divvying it up and making the dailies that you've seen in all the old movies. Now you look at us today, we take in, a couple of hundred, terabytes a day, putting it in from on-set dailies all the way to making, 100,000 people would be able to watch Stars, on TV on demand. So, I mean, it's really, the evolution is unbelievable. I mean, from content creation, distribution, management, all the way out to marketing materials.
Do you think that the digital revolution has made things better or just more complicated? It seems like it's better for the consumer. Like you said, I have video on demand for everything I want.
Right. I mean, let's face it, the consumer's a much happier camper. I mean, they're getting stuff all the time they want. Obviously, behind the covers, look at all this equipment here. I mean, even just for this broadcast, I mean, you're broadcasting it live on demand here. It's unbelievably complicated. I mean, we do, I think on some certain pieces of assets, over 200 different variants. Right, so that's an amazing number. And then when you add in subtitling and closed captioning and dubbing and low res and high res and encodes, it gets to be quite complicated.
And finally, since this is your first year having a booth here at NAB Show, what has the response been? Have people been coming by that are like, wow, this is cool, I didn't know you did this?
Yeah, I mean, of course, for the first time, people are walking in and just looking up and realizing, oh, Deluxe you really do that? You were the guys who were behind these special effects. You were behind the Titanic going 2D to 3D. You're the guys who deliver, Nook content. I mean, it's kind of quite a bit.